Lebanon, Turkey Tzu Chi volunteers work with a local Islamic group to hold food distribution. In Taiwan, a group of doctors safeguard the health of visitors during snow season in the mountains. Selamat datang ke DaAi Headlines, saya Simon Gan. Terima kasih menyertai sesi berita kita. In August 2020, a huge blast rocked the Port of Beirut. Tzu Chi volunteers in Turkey have worked together with the Foutowa Islamic Association and carried out the first aid distribution in December. Today, we take a look at the stories of some of the locals who received Tzu Chi's aid. Hussein has been working for 16 years and has various types of illnesses. Now what's left in his life is just this house.
Life now has been very difficult, but my children are also having difficulties in their own lives, and they're unable to take care of me.
Sarah, who is pregnant, is preparing to welcome her fourth child. However, she's very worried.
My second child suffers from cerebral infraction. He often screams as his head hurts very badly. We've already brought him to many doctors. This is my third child, and the length of both of his legs are different.
Life after the blast has been harsh, and along with the pandemic, it has become even tougher. Tzu Chi Turkey Chapter, Taiwan Tzu Chi Foundation, and the Foutowa Islamic Association has worked together to hold tree aid distributions in 3 months. Regardless of race and nationality, they have helped the people through the cold winter.
They have provided us with the aid that we need, such as milk powder and so gasoline.
I only have one bread a day. Not only me, but many of us are living like that.
A total of 438 families receive food supplies that can last for 2 months. As Fatima is happily heading back home, she comes across another surprise.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Fatima. Happy. من امتى ما احتفلت بعيد ميلادك؟
زمان. عادة ما بعمل عيد ميلاد وشمعة كمان. طفولتي ما عشت مع النور. حتى فترة بأيام الحرب يعني بدك تقول وعيت يتيمة البعيد.
In Vancouver, Canada, the Richmond Food Bank has been open to residents in need of supplies during the pandemic. Tzu Chi volunteers have also been helping with packaging processes. Here's more.
The Richmond Olympic Oval, Fisherman's Wharf, and many other tourist locations has been without visitors for more than a year since the pandemic began. With a lot of businesses closed down, the Richmond Food Bank has been made available to provide food supplies for anyone in need, and Tzu Chi volunteers have been helping with packaging the supplies.
During this time, a lot of people are unable to go outside, and the food bank has a lot of things that need packing. We always feel really happy after helping. Of course, we make sure to pay special attention to safety and to take adequate measures to protect ourselves.
If we want to double bag the items, we use the paper bags. If we just need to single bag them, we use the plastic bags.
Tzu Chi has also given us the winter relief program, and they have also given us the warm fleece jackets during this winter time. So we are so grateful for all their support, not just this year, but all through the years.
Starting from March 18th, the food bank will start to pre-pack the supplies before distributing them, minimizing unnecessary contact among people.
In China, Dongguan Tzu Chi volunteers visited Shandong Nursing Home every week to do recycling with the elders. Volunteers also take care of those who are unable to leave their home. One of them is Grandma Huang Jiao, who has dementia and mobility issues and cannot take bath by herself. Seeing Tzu Chi volunteers come frequently to help her take bath, her eldest son changed his mind and is willing to take care of her now.
爸爸，喜欢 volunteers and the grandson are crossing 83-year-old grandma with patience. After a while, Grandma Huang Jiao eventually agreed to be taken to the bathroom to enjoy freshening up.
I feel very touched every time I come here because it's like I haven't visited my grandma for a long time. I felt ashamed as I didn't fulfill my responsibility to be a grandson. So later I came here more often, and every time I will keep her company to eat and chat with her.
The one who is washing clothes is Grandma Huang's eldest son. Seeing Tzu volunteers come for a long time to help his mother clean, he became more cherished the chance to practice filial piety. Grandma Tan Er-mei, who is in her 90s, is hearing impaired and seldom speaks. It is rare for her to take the initiative to walk near the recycling point. So volunteers hurriedly accompany her to sort recyclables through playing games.
Well done. Grandma has learned sorting recyclables.
When they were young, most of them lived by fishing. It is blessed that, in their golden years, they can still do recycling diligently every week.
In Taichung, Tzu Chi volunteers have come up with a creative idea to reduce the plastic bag usage in markets. Volunteers have started to make their very own shopping bags and distribute them to vendors so as to reduce the usage of plastic bags from the source. Plastic bags are seen everywhere. As we head into the traditional market, the amount of plastic bags used is staggering. For some people, as they buy a hand of banana, they are being separated into 3 plastic bags. Some even use a plastic bag to carry 1 finger of banana. Although the vendors have plastic reduction signs placed on their stores, the habits of consumers are hard to change. Tzu Chi volunteers have come up with a creative idea. Starting from the vendors, volunteers provide these reusable shopping bags for free. They'll then promote the idea of reusing the bags to the consumers.
If we can reuse it, it is very good.
We've made small, medium, and large-sized shopping bags so that the vendors can share them with our consumers.
I think I've saved at least 6,000 NT dollars on cost per year.
The eco-friendly shopping bags are all made here. But do you know the sewing machines in this room are also recycled items?
By using the canvas of the umbrellas to make shopping bags, the biggest challenge is in the shaping of the bags.
For smaller bags, we use 2 pieces of canvas. For the medium-sized bags, we use 4 pieces. And for the largest bags, we use 6 pieces of canvas.
Regardless of shape and size, every bag is unique on its own. After finishing their recycling works, volunteers will head over here to sew shopping bags. When the shopping bag is being completed, we can reduce the usage of countless plastic bags. In Taiwan, during winter, as the cold air mass reaches Taiwan, it will start to snow in Hehuan Mountain. Many visitors head over to enjoy the beautiful scenery and play with snow during this period. Starting from 1998, there is a group of medical personnel who have been safeguarding the health and safety of these visitors during the snow season. Here's more. Every year from December till March of next year, it's the snow season for the high mountain regions in Taiwan. Hehuan Mountain is also known as the Village of Snow. Whenever snow falls, visitors will also arrive. Cars queue up to a few kilometers just to get a glimpse of snow. Although the scenery filled with white snow is very romantic, for those who are stationed full-time up in the mountains, they truly understand the dangers behind this beautiful scene.
In the past, during the snowing period at the peak of Hehuan Mountain, some people would have mountain sickness or get injured, or even suffer from hypothermia. These people required medical assistance, but they were unable to receive any. We all know that if we send someone down from Hehuan Mountain to receive medical treatment, the journey is long and also time-consuming.
如果有医疗需求，要送到我们山下，需要一个非常长的一段路途跟时间。
全击医疗，我这一生从医以来非常。
Snow season medical service has left a great impression in my lifetime, serving as a doctor. It all began at the end of 1998, when the Health Bureau representative told me that they were having a meeting with various hospitals. They hoped that in the future, during the snow season, doctors from various hospitals could head up to the mountains to be on duty. I then said that Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital would shoulder this responsibility.
各医院能够到山上去执勤。
谢谢你，不客气啊，谢谢啊，谢谢，祝旅途愉快，谢谢。
Before dawn, with a temperature at only 10 degrees Celsius, the medical team are preparing to head out for their 48-hour snow season medical service. Boxes of medicines are being loaded onto the cars as the team double-check all the items once again. It is vital to have thorough check as they are going to carry out a special mission to save lives.
OK， 这样比较 OK。
广东慈济9辆河湾山血迹医疗出发，抵达现场之后会再以内线电话与广东联络。
Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital's ER department established the Hehuan Mountain Snow Season Medical Service Station back in 1998. In 2005, Hualien County's Health Bureau have allocated doctors from Hualien Tzu Chi Medical Center, Mennonite Christian Hospital, Hualien Armed Forces General Hospital, and Hualien Hospital to head up to Hehuan Mountain to be on duty during the snow season every year, safeguarding the health and safety of the people in the mountains during the cold winter.
你好，我们慈济医院那个河湾山血迹医疗车，谢谢。
In 2020, the water situation in Taiwan remained pessimistic as the Southern Region Water Resource Office announced that at the Jiayi Tainan Plain, first-term irrigation is to be halted. In order to deal with this, farmers had to set up pipes, taking groundwater on their own, as many creative thoughts arose along the process. Follow a report as we learn more.
In mid-January, the farming season, Jiayi Tainan Plain appeared to be empty and depressed. This is due to a lack of rainfall, causing the Southern Region Water Resource Office to announce the stopping of first-term irrigation.
We lack water every year, and if the climate gets worse, the frequency of this happening will only increase.
The stoppings of irrigation receive polar opposite responses, as some may be happy yet some might be depressed. Farmers with land remain unharmed since every hectare of land may receive a 93,000 NT dollar subsidy, 3 to 4 times the amount made from farming. But Li Zhenbing doesn't have land, yet he shoulders the responsibility of several contracts. In order to provide stock on time, he had to improvise. Initiating the motor, river water flows into the pipes and then into the farm, a lengthy process which proved the scarcity of water. As the industry shifts, farming alone is hard to feed a family. Li Zhen, being a 40-year-old generation farmer, knows that he has to do more than just farming. With extra time, he invests in drones which spray pesticide onto farmlands. He earns extra income through helping others organize, plant, and harvest.
I don't have my own farmland, so we must use the machinery for extra income, because the price of rice rarely goes up.
Unfortunately, when the stoppings of irrigation occur, Li Zhenbing goes into financial difficulties. This is because he loaned $4 million NT, buying drones and other machinery in hopes of earning extra income. So when farms nearby stop irrigation, his side jobs are at risk.
When irrigation stops, it is not about irrigation. The machinery used in farming such as tractors, transplanters, and reapers will become idle. Jobs that require spraying pesticide also goes out of business. Therefore, when there is no longer a need for labor, our income decreases.
This pesticide spraying drone costs 50,000 NT dollars. Li Zhenbing bought 3.
If there's no manual labor, we must use the technology to replace humans. In the past, when we sprayed pesticides, it took about 4 to 5 people to do so, but with the drone, one person can do the task.
Li Zhenbing formed a team with other farmers in hopes of building a company in the future, yet his ambitious plan was forced to stop due to extreme climates.
Because we have a southern Taiwan Science Park here, it needs water, and if we don't seek new water sources and rely on typhoons for rainfall, we will definitely lack water resources.
Actually, there's another profession that contributes to the water resources specifically for farm use. At 70 years old, Hong Tai-he once wanted to leave his job as water manager, yet if he had left, no one would take on the responsibility. Therefore, he had to remain at his post.
你没有想过要在这个工作上退休哦？
有啊，有啦，阮的年纪到75岁呢，叫一个少年人就去赚无偌济钱。
Due to a lack of people willing to work at this position, water managers are selected out of local farmers. Using a heavy board to block out the ditches, water managing is a tough job, as one water manager takes on 50 hectares of farmland alone. What makes it even harder is to understand the complicated streams around the area.
If you want to manage water, you must know the environment here. If you ask someone from the outside to do this, he won't know where to go.
It's understandable that young people aren't interested in water management, yet it relies on irrigation timing. The average income is about 950 NT dollars a day, working 6 hours a day, sometimes working more than required due to the need of solving issues. With just a phone call, the water manager must head out.
On typhoon days, twigs and trash bags will flow into ditches. When people pass by, they'll ask about water flowing into other farms, so we must go and clean up.
In Jiayi, Tainan, plain water managers have the average age of 70. Once they leave their jobs, the lack of human labor will bring issues to the table. Passing on traditions might be important, but who's there to deal with climate change?
According to statistics, 2,556 animals are being slaughtered every second globally. Besides needing much land to raise cattle, farmers need another 10% of land to grow animal feeds for their cattle. Follow a report as we learn more.
Different parts of the animal bodies have become merchandise at the market. After processing, most people are not aware of the price the environment has to pay while raising animals. According to publication by Academia Sinica Center for Sustainability Science, the price of meat products has to take into account the changes in the landform emission 49% and other emissions 97%. The conclusion is that the increase in prices of meat products is much higher than plant-based products.
For them to have better milk quality, we need to give them better animal feed, so they'll eat more.
There are 450 cows at this farm in Yunlin. The farmer's 1 hectare of land has been used to plant napier grass, and it can barely feed the cows. To stimulate milk secretion, the farmers have imported forage grass from Europe and other countries. These are environmental emission costs that have not been included in the calculation.
There's Medic and Bermuda grass from the US. There's also ryegrass from Europe and forage grass we grow.
There are many different bacteria in the cow's stomachs. During the process of digesting the grass, methane will be produced.
Methane is a very serious greenhouse gas. A methane particle creates greenhouse effect that is 25 times that created by greenhouse gases. In other words, the negative impact of methane is 25 times that of carbon dioxide.
The more direct effect is that methane produces foul odor that one cannot get rid of in the air.
At nighttime, the villagers must close their windows tight, as the foul odor is stinkier than you can imagine.
The reason that the animal husbandry vendor was banned was because the vendor dumped the feces of his 20,000 pigs into Dongluo stream. The vendor was also caught at sin. This is the result after 10 years of protesting.
To stop the farmers from dumping animal waste, local residents take the initiative to patrol at night.
Once we find them dumping waste, we will come to take pictures.
As the animals' excrements are different, whether they can be reused also varies.
We bring them out here to dry and place them in the forest as fertilizers.
As chicken farms usually have a lot of padding litter, chicken excrements almost have no values.
More than 50% of chicken excrement is coarse chaff, and there's only 50% chicken excrement, so the fertilizer is not as good as the excrement of layer chicken.
The excrements of pigs and cows can be reused. However, if they're being dumped into the gutter without processing, this is called pollution.
He cannot do irrigation at his will. Our environmental protection organizations will help them plan and match up the farms and fields.
If we place the fermented liquid and residue into the fields, its pathogenic bacteria still exist. Therefore, we think it poses danger in the environment. After we separate the liquid from the residue, the water will be delivered to our wastewater processing factory. The residue will be sent to the fertilizer factory.
Processing animal husbandry industry's animal excrement is a difficult issue. Cows have a large amount of excrement. To turn it into fertilizers, it takes 3 months and large amounts of land is needed for drying.
To turn excrements into fertilizers, the drying process is part of the pollution. To shorten the time, experts have developed enzymes that can shorten the drying time from 3 months to 3 hours.
We must place it in a system that is 8 degrees Celsius for at least 30 minutes to kill the pathogenic bacteria. We must get rid of pathogenic bacteria of organic waste. That is an important step in reusing resources.
According to United Nations FAO statistics, in order for humans to consume meat, more than 70% of land is used for raising cattle. In addition, under 10% of land is used to grow animal feeds. Besides that, the farmers need to think of ways to process animal waste. There's a big price in consumption of meat. Only if humans cut down on meat consumption can they protect the environment.
In Sri Lanka, the Tzu Chi National School is heading into its 14th year. This year, the school has invited seniors to perform band music to welcome the new students. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.